Okay, so this video will be on how to do a full carburetor disassembly on your 200S, 200E, 200ES, anything like that. Basically, any ATC 200. There are slight differences with the 83, 84 having a larger slide, but that's really the main difference. And then the choke assemblies slightly different, but pretty much the same thing. You're just gonna, on your 83, 84, you're gonna have a choke, like a guide going up here for your cable to go through. This is a 200M carburetor, I believe, so we don't have that. This carburetor is having some issues. After I cleaned it, I couldn't get it very clean because of how bad it was. Really need the ultrasonic cleaner to get this carburetor done. And yeah, so we're gonna do all that, and first we're gonna start with just taking off these hoses here. You know, don't need those. And then we're gonna crack our bowl. If I can find my screwdriver. So recording, yeah. So you just have the star screws on each edge of your bowl. You just want to pop those out. And if you just want to do a clean spray out your jets, this is not the video for you. I'm telling you right now, this is a full disassembly. This is every single rubber or plastic piece has to come out of this carb. This carb has to be fully stripped down, so that way we can put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Here, one sec, I'm gonna get a magnetic tray. Okay, take this junk out. All right, so here, it's nice to have a magnetic tray to know where everything goes. I've done this once and the carburetor ended up perfect compared to what it was before. As you can see, our bowl is not the best. What we're gonna do, so we're gonna grab this here, this pick, and pick out our gasket. You can do it with your fingers, but pick normally makes it a lot easier. Just put that in our tray. Now this bowl is ready for the ultrasonic cleaner. Now we have to get the main body ready. So we're taking out this plastic piece. You may have it, you may not. Really depends. We're gonna take out the float with our pick. Float needle, float pin out. Now flathead screwdriver for our jets. Taking out the main jet first. Okay, and the top piece just came out, that's fine. Now we're gonna want to get something on the other piece here. What are we gonna use? It's like a 7mm. Okay, so 7mm on that. There we go, that's popped loose. Now, most of the time, these two pieces aren't going to separate. You don't need to take them apart. But yeah, and then get our pilot jet here. This is what controls your idle. So if your machine's having problems starting or idling, it's normally this jet here. It's very small, so it's easy to get clogged up. And then we're going to take out this. If you're not doing a full disassembly, don't take this out because there's lots of adjustments to come. Yeah, this can really mess up how your machine runs if you don't put it back in properly. So basically at this point, the stuff I've taken out now is all you're going to want to take out. You don't want to take out anything else if you're just doing a carburetor clean, but I'm doing a full disassembly, including it in the ultrasonic cleaner. So you get this little fuel needle out, but there's more stuff inside of here. There should have been a spring, but I'm not seeing a spring for some reason. And there should be a little rubber O-ring. I see the little O-ring in there, but the spring seems to be missing, and that could have been where our problems came from, because this thing would only run with choke on. I'm not sure if it needs the spring to run, but it's supposed to have the spring. So there's a little rubber O-ring in here you gotta pick out. I'm gonna be back when I have it out because it really is a pain. So our O-ring was completely decayed. This is what came out of it. So hopefully I have an O-ring that will fit in there. Actually, I'll see after I'm done putting in the ultrasonic cleaner. I have a big bucket of O-rings. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out all these screws like this. This would be your idle screw right here. When putting your carb back together, make sure you put this spring in properly. And have your slide adjusted. So just put your slide in and then get it to what looks like it would be at a decent idle, just to start off with, and then you can fine tune it once it's on the machine. I'm giving this machine to my grandpa, or I would just keep it how it was, having to be ran with the choke on, because if it was mine, I wouldn't care if it was just a beater. So now we have our idle screw out. We have our air fuel mixture screw out. We have all our jets and float assembly out. Last thing to do should be this choke. So you got a star right here, right? Once we get this out, there goes this part of the choke assembly. Okay, try to keep all this stuff together. It's easy to lose pieces. Now, my least favorite part of this is taking this out right here, because a lot of the time it doesn't go back together right, but you want to take it out just to help it get a full clean. So this is actually what chokes your motor. And like I said, this is a full teardown. This is the last little piece left, stopping this carb from just being a body by itself. Yeah. And you gotta make sure you put it together right, guys. You gotta make sure you put it together. This machine would only run on choke. Like, it ran like shit with the choke off, even when it was warmed up and everything, you know. That's just a clear sign that some kind of passageway is blocked up or something isn't adjusted right. Even if it was just something not adjusted right, I would do, if my carburetors don't run after a simple little clean, I do a full rebuild. Just to, if you're gonna have to adjust everything and change everything up, why not do a full rebuild, right? That's how I see it. And everybody puts the Chinese clones on. Chinese clones are just temporary for me. I don't like leaving them on. I think even though a lot of the time they might run as good or even better with them, it hurts your reliability because they end up being too lean or too rich or whatever. You can't really ever get them adjusted right on these machines. Honda made them to have these carburetors. It's different on a Chinese machine, but I just want to get this screw in so I don't end up losing it. These you have to be careful with. It's easy to cross thread when putting back together. Like, they're cross threaded right now, but it's just sitting there loosely, so it doesn't really matter. But now we have a body and a bowl completely separate from everything else. There's nothing left in here. We are going to want to take out this O-ring here. Almost forgot about that. That is important. So now we have that O-ring out. There shouldn't be any more O-rings left in here that I know of. Unless... Okay, yep. We've got our carb completely stripped down. Now we're gonna get our main jet, our pilot jet. What else do we want to get? That's about it, really. Main jet, pilot jet, carb, or float bowl and carb body. Now I don't have a big bucket of carb cleaner to put in my ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm just using water, and then I spray them down with brake clean once they're out of the ultrasonic cleaner. And don't put soap in there. I made that mistake. I destroyed like 2 carburetors from putting soap in there. A ton of stuff starts growing on them. They start pitting, all that. It's not a good idea. Just use plain out water if you can't get brake clean or carb cleaner to put in there. So yeah, I'm gonna go put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we'll start the reassembly process. Okay, everything is in the ultrasonic cleaner. I got it turned off. Oh, there we go. Wait, it's only in there for 5 minutes. Shoot. Okay, I'll set it to half an hour and be back. Okay, now we just wait half an hour. My dog hates this thing. Okay, so just finished. Oh, that looks like some nasty water right there, buddy. Wow. Okay, time to take these, spray them out with brake clean, wipe them down, and then reassemble. Okay, so apparently the video actually cut out. First thing you want to do is take this, put it in, right, and then you get your choke lined up and on there, and yeah, reassemble that. It's a bit difficult to get everything lined up, so I'm going to do that afterwards. Oh, and there's also a little slot you're supposed to get it in. So see how it's not popping out anymore? I got it in that slot. And then there's a little bit of a spring. So yeah. Yep. So if it doesn't spring back like that, you don't have it in properly. But okay, I'll be back once I have this choke slide on. Okay, so I got that part on. See how it kind of flicks itself back and closes all the way? If it's not doing that, your choke assembly is not going to work properly once it's all together. I know because my former machine didn't work right. So now we have to put all this together. Let me just think about how it goes. So probably right, and then okay. So that goes like that. The screw goes in here, and then that part, when you move it down, pushes the choke up. That's how you want that to go. And these carburetors are all slightly different, but for the most part they're the same. You know, like different years are going to be a little bit different, but should be the same with most carburetors. Okay, now we are going to start reassembling all our jets, because now our choke assembly's good. Okay, that should be fine. And then we got this pilot jet down here. Okay, that's good. And then our float and needle. Okay, that's in. And then we have this jet here. which I have to find an O-ring that will fit, and hopefully it doesn't need the spring because I doubt I have a spring for it. But let me see if I have an O-ring. Okay, so found an O-ring that'll work, but there is supposed to be a spring, so that does worry me because the O-ring's supposed to get pushed down here by the spring. Yeah, we're just gonna see if it'll work though, because maybe this model doesn't use a spring, whatever. Basically you want to put it all the way in until it stops, so it's even threading in. Oh, O-ring is too wide. Okay, I gotta find a different one. So just went on partszilla.com and it is supposed to have a spring, a washer, and an O-ring, but can't get it to work like that. My O-rings are too wide, and obviously I don't have the spring and washer, so I'm either gonna have to find a kit that comes with them or order it off Partzilla. So, or if it runs perfectly fine without it, then guess I'll do that. But that would definitely explain why this was running without, why this wouldn't run without choke. It's getting air through here, or maybe something like that. It's something's happening though. Yeah, that's going way too far down, whatever. Okay, so you either do 2 or 2.5 turns out. I'm gonna try 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 half turns is 2 turns, so I ended up doing it like a fraction more just because. And then all we have left to do is put our bowl on, but make sure you do have that piece. This might have come off of that jack. Oh wait, no, it was the washer for over here. Whatever, we don't need that. Choke assembly's working. I'm not gonna waste my time putting that back, taking it back apart. I will one day, because it obviously doesn't need it just to run. Yeah, this carb, I should get a carb kit for and redo it. I won't have to put it through the ultrasonic cleaner again, but I will have to take it back apart because this O-ring is really stretched out too. Shoot. Let me dip it in some WD-40 real quick. This O-ring is super stretched out. Don't know why. Can we get it on like that? Okay, that should be able to seal. Oh, and we haven't put our idle screw in yet. Don't forget that. Machine won't run without that. Okay, now just tighten all these down. Yeah, this carb needs a kit. I believe it's a 200M motor, so I'd have to order it for that. Okay, and now, oh, we forgot to put this piece on inside the bowl. Doesn't need it though. It's not necessary, I don't believe. So, try to remember that. I'm just gonna finish this thing for the video. So, you put this idle screw in, and then you get your slide, and you drop your slide in, and try to get a decently small gap. A little bit smaller than the width of the tip of your finger, and then adjust it from there. But yeah, thank you for watching. this is my video on how to do a full service on one of these. There's not another one on YouTube, so I figured why not, because nobody's tore them down this far yet. So there you go. I know it's not the best, but did what I can.